Scottie Barnes blossomed into an all-star in his third NBA season, but 2023 champ Aaron Gordon feels as though taking a step back could be better for his career. So in this video, we try to answer what is really the best role for Scottie Barnes going forward. Let's get into it. Now, when it comes to Aaron Gordon and any reference towards the Toronto Raptors and the Raptors community, Raptors fans, just a little bit of a sour taste in their mouths, especially after Aaron Gordon had some beef with the Raptors, specifically with Kyle Lowry, that started in the NBA bubble. If you guys remember, in the NBA bubble, Kyle Lowry had a bit of a hard foul on Aaron Gordon. There was some choice words said by Aaron Gordon, as you can see in this frame here, and Kyle Lowry famously replied with his room number, showing Aaron Gordon, yeah, this is where you can find me if you want to settle the beef. And then there was a hard foul by Aaron Gordon the following season against Kyle Lowry. And there was a little bit of beef there. Nothing really spiraled out of control. But when Aaron Gordon did make these bold claims about Scottie Barnes, Raptors fans on Twitter had a little bit of fun referencing, yeah, Aaron Gordon doesn't have the best feelings towards the Raptors. So when he says something that's perceived to be here as a little bit negative, Raptors fans maybe are looking for a reason why. Perhaps this is why for Aaron Gordon, why he's being a little bit negative, again, towards our Toronto Raptors. And we're going to talk about what he said, and we're going to discuss as well if he is right or wrong over the course of today's video right here on Amateur Hour Sports, to the second channel in the Amateur Hour Production Network. And we give you more Toronto Raptors content right here in videos just like this. So if you are enjoying, you do enjoy along the way, you want to see more content just like this, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are on the road to 2,000 subs. We're getting there. 1.97K. Let's keep it moving. Keep it locked with Amateur Sports too. Also check out the main channel for more Raptors content, the better Raptors content. But over here, we can have some fun. And we're having some fun talking about Aaron Gordon. And he was asked essentially about the Aaron Gordon role. Aaron Gordon is a player who was treated as a bit of a star in Orlando. Didn't perform like one, but was treated like a star. They tried to get star power out of him, but a move to the Denver Nuggets saw his role shrink. And when his role shrank, that's where he really blossomed into an important piece, and a vital piece, I would say, of eventually the Denver Nuggets winning the 2023 NBA championship. He is such a vital piece to that team, and it's because they scaled down his role. They fine-tuned his role. And a lot of times, I look for players, what I look for in some players is if you scale down their role, are they going to be even more effective? Well, Aaron Gordon specifically was asked about a guy in the NBA that he thought would be better if he had his role scaled down. And spoiler, if you, there was a spoiler when you saw the title of this video, but the player that he mentioned was Scottie Barnes. He was asked, who's the next Aaron Gordon? A guy miscast in a role as a star who might excel as the ultimate glue guy. And here, Aaron Gordon was actually asked, and his answer was Scottie Barnes. So Raptors fans took a little bit of offense towards that because, like, here's a guy who won Rookie of the Year. Here's a guy who made an all-star team in his third NBA season. Like, I know he was an injury reserve, but it'll go down in history. Scottie Barnes was an NBA all-star, and it was on a team that sucked. So maybe the Raptors had a good record. He would have been easily an all-star this season. But somebody who's an all-star at 22 years old, usually you're not looking to scale down that sort of role. I think things may have been a touch different here for Aaron Gordon. Here's what he looked like with Orlando. And it was high volume stuff, higher volume stuff. Him trying to be that lead guy. His career high in field goal attempts was 14.9 field goal attempts per game, where he did average 17.6 points. He can put up numbers. He can score the basketball, just not super efficiently, shooting 43% in that season where he had the career high in field goal attempts. Then you go to his time with the Denver Nuggets, where he's completely revitalized his game. Like, look at some of the effective field goal percentages here. Down in the low 50s, sometimes in the high 40s. Then with Denver, his effective field goal percentages in his 3 full seasons with Denver have been 57, 60, and 58. Absolutely outstanding efficiency from Aaron Gordon, putting up less field goal attempts per game, but being better at finding the exact spot to take those shots, being more selective in a fine-tuned role, as I said. Can kind of hit corner threes, but instead of taking 4 or 5 or 6 3-pointers a game, he's taking 1 or 2 3-pointers a game. Again, it's just fine-tuning his role, putting him as the glue guy, putting him as the 4th or 5th man in your starting 5. That is where Aaron Gordon has excelled. Another player who has excelled in this similar role in the NBA is absolutely Andrew Wiggins. Look, Andrew Wiggins came into the league as a first overall pick. never really worked out as a scorer for the same reason, just wasn't super efficient. But a trade to the Warriors completely changed that. I remember when this trade happened, Steve Kerr said specifically, the Warriors head coach, Steve Kerr said specifically that Andrew Wiggins always had to be a star. Well, here he doesn't have to be a star. He can be different. And I didn't really think it would work out, but my goodness, has it worked out. Look at the state of this trade. I mean, looking back on this trade, I forgot how one-sided this trade actually looks like today. And I forgot how well-regarded D'Angelo Russell used to be in the NBA. The Warriors acquired Andrew Wiggins, a first-round pick, and a second-round pick for that year in exchange for D'Angelo Russell, Jacob Evans III, and Omari Spellman. So two useless guys, with all due respect to Jacob Evans and Omari Spellman. Spellman maybe it's not super useless, but yeah, guys that are not in the league. And D'Angelo Russell. Like, that was a big haul by the Golden State Warriors. And Andrew Wiggins became a pivotal component of the Golden State Warriors winning the 2022 NBA championship. An absolutely pivotal piece because his role was scaled down. It was fine-tuned to his strengths and became a much better defender as a result. These are the traits that Aaron Gordon has seen in Scottie Barnes. And perhaps there's a little bit of similarities towards Aaron Gordon and towards Scottie Barnes, because Aaron Gordon, he was a fourth overall pick. He was drafted one spot behind Joel Embiid. When you draft a guy fourth overall, typically you are looking for that guy to be the lead player on your team. You're looking him to be a sort of star player for your team. That never really came for Aaron Gordon with the deficiency, as I said, was when his role changed, it became so much more effective and so much more valuable to the league. Well, here's a guy in Scottie Barnes, 7 years later, getting drafted fourth overall. The questions now become, is that role better suited to him? Well, I think there are differences here for Scottie Barnes. Scottie Barnes is better than Aaron Gordon ever was in his time with Orlando. Scottie Barnes this season, look, his effective field goal percentage last season, he struggled in the sophomore season, but this year's effective field goal percentage was about 53, and he's still 22. Still room to grow. I always say efficiency comes with age, and he's already averaging 20 points per game. Like, it was 19.9. Come on, we'll give it to him. 20 points per game for Scottie Barnes, 47.5% shooting from the field, but again, the effective field goal percentage means a little bit more over there. 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and there's so much that Scottie Barnes brings to the table as a player, or brings to the court as a player, that goes beyond the statistics here. The playmaking, his involvement, just a constant ever-present on offense, always involved in every play, things really running through him. Defensively, he's outstanding as a weak side help defender. Why doesn't Darko use him more often as the weak side help defender? He's really good at that. When he's played in that power forward roaming role like Jaren Jackson Jr. is deployed, that's where Barnes is at his best. Like, Jaren Jackson, we want a DPOI, right? When he's the 5 and has to defend guys straight up, that's not where he's at his best. When he's roaming, help defender, coming in late for blocks, like the way Giannis plays defense as well, that's where he can really excel defensively. But I don't want to get on a long-winded rant about that. Scottie Barnes brings a ton to the table. That's why he was an all-star this season. So I think in this scenario, Aaron Gordon is seeing a player that I think would, in Scottie Barnes, that I agree would absolutely excel in a scaled-down role as a glue guy. But if you do that, you are selling him so short, because there is so much more that, like I said, that Scottie Barnes brings to the court than just being that glue guy. Whereas guys, respectfully, like Aaron Gordon's a phenomenal player, Aaron Gordon didn't really have this level of ability to be that lead sort of guy. Scottie Barnes is already showing it at 22 years old. 22 years old. He's already an all-star at 22. That's very hard to do. In this loaded draft class, he's the only all-star out of this bunch so far. He's leading the pack. He's the first guy to make an all-star team out of this group with, Cade, with Mobley, with Jalen Green, etc. He won Rookie of the Year out of this group. Though things are a little bit different here for Scottie Barnes. Yes, he would excel at that role because he's just such a good player. But he's also excelling as an ever-present in the Raptors offense. Now, in a brief spell where he had to be the number one guy without Pascal Siakam, maybe there were some signs of wear and tear. Perhaps a long season of losing got to him. We'll have to see how he emerges as that first option. But I think at the absolute minimum, Scottie Barnes is your co-star. And I have belief he can still be the main guy, the main star on your team. But the minimum, the talent is showcasing a guy who's minimum your co-star, your number 2 guy in a championship sort of team. And that's okay to have. Look, he's a fantastic player, and we're still going to learn along the way if he can be that number 1 guy. But scaling him all the way down to a glue guy, yeah, that is a complete waste of Scottie Barnes' abilities and talent. So I'm not sure. I don't really think this is malicious from Aaron Gordon, what he's saying here. I think in a way he's correct, but like I said, there's just so much more that Scottie Barnes can bring to the table, and I think that over time he is going to showcase that more and more. So what are your thoughts on Scottie Barnes? Is Aaron Gordon right? Is Aaron Gordon wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, because that's it for me today on Amateur Sports 2. Check out my main channel, Amateur Sports, for the higher quality, more edited Raptors content. Plenty of content over there 3 times a week. Check out the stream highlights channel. The best clips and highlights from this live streams that are on, hey, this channel, you're the main channel. So subscribe to the channel you're currently watching on Amateur Sports 2. And here's another video you may enjoy. Check it out after this one. And I'll see you again next time for another video here on Amateur Sports 2.